I think, man, you just you gotta be man enough to know who you are. You know, I'll tell you about there's a difference between being called into ministry and being called into pastoralship, and I think you need to know the difference. And you know, because I hear all the time the expectation I'm going to be the next pastor of Prayer Tower, I'm going to be the next this, next that, and I'm like, well, you know, I like, you know, we know you've been called. Like, well, he hasn't called me yet, you know, and I think you have to be man enough and confident enough in who you are and know what God has for you and what God doesn't have for you. To be able to say, like, hey, look, just because my last name is this, just because my father was this, my grandfather was this, does not necessarily mean that I'm going to be this. You know, I want to be obedient. Right. There's two things I know I was called to do. There's two things I absolutely know I was called to do. I was called to be a husband, and I was called to be a father. You can't. I know I was. I feel it in the depths of my soul. I feel it in my gut that I was called to be a husband. I was called to be a father.